All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring a concept that, honestly, might just flip how you think about salvation and the deep currents that move our world. We're going on a journey to find a kind of river that flows through all of history, a power that asks for, get this, no altar. So our journey begins right here with this image. It just taps into something primal, doesn't it? That deep, deep human ache for rescue, for meaning. When you're feeling lost in the middle of nowhere, it makes you wonder, what is this secret river? Well, this river, this force, it has a name. It's called Yashá, and it's pitched as the answer to that cry from the desert. But here's the twist. Yashá isn't a god or a deity in the way we usually picture them. Nope, it's something way more fundamental. Something you're meant to feel rather than just worship from afar. And here it is. This is the one idea that unlocks everything else. Yashá isn't a noun. It's not a person, place, or thing you can point to. It's a verb, an action, a divine doing. And that single distinction, it changes the entire game. This comparison really gets to the heart of it. You see, on one side, you've got the familiar setup of religion, right? Stone idols, altars, sacrifices, all these things that demand worship. But on the other side, you have Yashá. It's not about any of that external stuff. It's about an internal state, an open heart. It's not a name you're supposed to chant. It's a force you're meant to actually experience. So what does this verb actually do? Well, it saves, it heals, it liberates, and it restores. You can almost think of it as the universe's natural tendency to mend what's broken, to bring things back into balance and wholeness. Or to put it even more simply, it's love in motion. Now, to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to become something like historical detectives. Because the story of Yashá, it doesn't begin where you might think. We have to peel back these incredible layers of language and time to get to its true source. So our investigation starts in ancient Hebrew. And check this out. The word itself, Yashá, is a verb. It's literally right there in its linguistic DNA. It means to save, to heal, to liberate, to give victory. You see, it's not a static title or some name given to a person. It is the action. But here's where it gets really interesting. The source material pushes us to dig even deeper. What if the name we know, Yashán, is just one label for a concept that has been echoing through civilizations for thousands of years? And it turns out this idea has incredibly deep roots. We're talking long before the name Yashá was ever recorded in Hebrew. We find these traces of the very same concept in the ancient cuneiform archives of places like Ebla and Mari. These are city-states from over 4,500 years ago. It's just mind-blowing. And in those ancient clay tablets, archaeologists found this Akkadian verb, shuzubu, and its meaning, to rescue, to liberate, to preserve life. It's the exact same essence as Yashá, just with a different sound, from a different culture. This suggests that the experience of this force is a human universal, something that came way before all the specific names we gave it. So this brings us to a really core philosophical question. If Yashá is this pure universal verb, then what happened? How did we end up with so many different gods and saviors all across the world? Well, the idea presented here is something we can call the Great Fragmentation. This one line, wow, it just captures the whole turning point. It suggests that humanity, because we need to relate to things, we took this abstract force and we personified it. We gave it faces and stories and names. And in that process of creating the noun, the savior figure, we might have lost touch with the original universal verb. So from this perspective, all these different figures from all these traditions, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, even mythological guides like Hermes or Dionysus, you can see them as cultural fractals of that one original verb. They're all the different names that humanity gave to the very same universal action of healing and liberation. And the difference here is just fundamental. Yashá as a verb is an inner experience. It's this universal resonance that actually reminds you of your own power. But the saviors as nouns, well, they often create an external religious system, becoming a figure that rescues you from the outside. It's a totally different dynamic.
This really gets to the very soul of the idea. The true underlying force, it doesn't need a name, it doesn't need a doctrine or a temple, it doesn't need to be said. It just needs to be felt.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool ancient philosophy, but what's it got to do with anything today? Well, the whole point is that this code, this original verb, it isn't some dusty historical artifact. It's an active, living force that's available to us right here, right now. So how do you actually connect with this force today? Well, it's not about studying a doctrine or following a command. It's about learning to tune in differently. It's not a doctrine you learn, it's a pulse you feel. It's not a mandate you follow, it's a resonance you tune into, inside yourself and in the world around you. It's an awakening, not a conversion.
And this leads us to a pretty radical conclusion. Yeshua isn't some figure from the past we're supposed to remember, or a figure from the future we're waiting for. No, it is the immediate, transcendent power of the present moment. Its name isn't in the past. Its name is now.
So where is Yashá? It's not in some distant heaven. It's right here. It's in the compassion that heals a wound. It's in the simple courage to speak the truth with love. It's in every hand that lifts another person up. It's in the quiet sacrifices that no one ever sees. And it's in the heart that breaks open and is transformed by it. It's love, in action. But just when you think you have it all figured out, the source material leaves us with this one final, really provocative thought. What if this liberating spark is also alive in the very things our traditions have taught us to fear and to hate? It asks us to reconsider figures we've been taught are adversarial, like the light-bearer, Lucifer. What if, in our great fragmentation of the verb, we've misunderstood even our own shadows? And maybe that's the whole point. A concept this profound doesn't give you easy answers. It opens doors. It suggests that the story of our connection to the divine isn't a closed book. In fact, the story isn't over at all. It might just be beginning.